Welcome to Church of the Chair, where we celebrate all the things we do while seated. I'm your host, E, here today with my co-host, Chad Lutzke. We are currently collaborating on a novel tentatively titled Planet Caravan. I almost said Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. Anyways, it's one of those. It's one of those Black Sabbath songs. Anyways, so we are a considerable amount into this book. We're pushing toward 20K, and we are pushing toward the Carnival today. Hopefully, we get somewhere close to that, if not all the way to it. I don't know what Chad has planned for today. I'm gonna 100% let him handle the Shenna scene where he finally goes out to the carnival, goes around to the back, finds her pissing out behind the barn. They have their get meet cute moment, and then he decides, yeah, well, it's screenwriter terms. Meet cute, help meet, all the anyways. Their meet cute moment. So yeah, that I'm gonna let Chad take care of that. I might work on a scene today that I've had in my head for a couple days. That's something that's like gonna be like middle of the book down the line, if not more. I got a character. I talked to this. Lord, now I can't talk. I talked to Chad about this yesterday, this scene, but I think it was off camera. But that's the scene I'm gonna try and write with the strong woman that likes conflict. I got the scene pretty much set in my head. I'm going to get it out, see what you think about it. But I added this down here. The character is Venus, female, strong man, combative, loves confrontation. Leaves vehicle, trailer, whatever, unlocked so people will break in because she likes fighting and doesn't want to get arrested for beating someone's ass for no reason. So I'm going to work on that. It's going to be interesting to get that scene done with Shane involved, because it's first person. We got to have it from his point of view. So I like a challenge, and I'm going to see how I can work that in to make that work. I want to do that today, see if it fits in with everything else. But that's the idea I have for the strong woman. Her name's Venus, likes to fight. Hello, hey King, and J Rod. Good morning. How y'all doing? Good morning, Derek. Just saw you. Sorry about that. Look at all these membership badges I got. Holy shit, I'm doing something. I appreciate you guys for real.
So we're at 17,202 words. So essentially, we're in novella territory now.
Oh yeah, we're well over what I call my 15K hump. As long as I get over 15K, I finish. Because if I'm not feeling it by 15K, nobody else is going to be feeling it by 15K either. '89. When did the Lansdale Carnival book come out? I can't remember. The Freezer Burn?
Yeah.
I could have Googled it myself. I don't know why I'm asking. I do that shit to my wife all the time.
I want to say 90s.
90s? I'm trying to think of something that...
99.
Geek Glove came out in '89. I'm trying to think of a better book for Shenna to have with her at all times. What about... That'd be cool. Maybe Twilight Eyes? When was this one released? Yeah, 1985. That'd be cool. I've already mentioned Dean Koontz once. If it gets left, that would be something else they talk about. She can keep a copy of Twilight Eyes in her back pocket. And since it's 4 years, I don't know. What did you have in mind for her? Like something this way, Wicked This Way Comes too, but that one's a little more well known and going a little more obscure than that. Or maybe it doesn't have to be Carnival themed, but I thought it'd be cool to
Yeah,
I
I was trying to
don't
think.
know how Shenna got there. Like did she have like this fantasy of becoming running away with a carnival or something since she was young or whatever? Does she she's cringingly so the Ferris wheel dude's ex. Um, and I'm just wondering how she got there, because I may want to do something with that eventually. I know you're going to handle all that stuff and it probably just come out naturally, but I was wondering if you had any ideas.
Probably, I was thinking something that really didn't have anything to do with her like situation, but maybe spoke to her more of her as a person, or but I can't really uh, think of anything.
Yeah. Let's get in there
right
and
off
see
the
what her
bat.
natural character development is, and then we can always change that. All right, so I go ahead and get rid of. I don't know why I'm stuck on this. Can we go ahead and get rid of all this later scene stuff down here? Because it doesn't look like you used any of it.
Um, why is
I never got into Brian Smith, J Rod. I don't know why. Even his latest one with Samantha Kolesnik, I couldn't get into that one either. I couldn't get into hers. That's unfortunate because I love all of her stuff. I mean, they can't all be winners, of course, but I mean, I couldn't even finish it. It's not often. Well, she only has 2 books out, but True Crime and Waif are two of the best small press, even like traditional novellas I've ever read. Um, Definitely up there with your stuff, Chad.
who's that?
Especially Samantha Kolesnik. She wrote True
Oh
Crime
yeah,
and Waif.
yeah.
And Waif was True Crime was more your style. Like it was all like, well, they're both like realistic, but actually you might. What am I talking about? You like Cronenberg, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Waif is very Cronenberg. True Crime is very Dallas. So you got that one. They're two completely different, you know, sides of the style spectrum. They're both 100% Kolsnick, but you got some Cronenberg, you got some Jack Ketchum, and those 2 books. The eclectic output so far by her is amazing. I think she tries to do something different every single time she writes, and I think that's the problem with Bella Station. I couldn't get into it because maybe she went. I don't know. It doesn't. It has her style, but it's just not an interesting concept for me. And knowing that I don't like Brian Smith's writing, and knowing I'm going to have to read his to finish the story, because it's 2 novelettes or novellas together to make one novel. And yeah, I'm not feeling it. And it's Clash Books too. Clash Books does a great fucking job. Um, Anyways.
I killed most of that, but I did highlight some things that I wouldn't mind throwing in some of the areas that we already have written.
Okay.
Just because I like the Washington apple and the crickets in here.
Basically, you kept all the shit I would have kept, which is I still find that funny. Every time I go back to read what you've done, other than the hose scene, it's been stuff that I was gonna go back and change anyways. So yeah, I like it a lot. Fucking around, you're gonna find.
Be right back.
All right. Okay, guys. So this is for Chad out there. Chat, not Chad. So y'all know I like my gummies. I like to be on the green, right? So I ran out 2 nights ago, and I had been out for a while before that. So I have a little bit more to go off of than just these past 2 days. I've been kind of struggling to get up in the morning, struggling to wake up. No matter how early I take my gummy in the day, I can take it at 3 p.m. That's the earliest I take it. I can take it at 3 p.m. and then it never fails. The next morning, I'm groggy, I'm exhausted. I can't get out of my own head. Maybe even a panic attack or two. But the past 2 days, I haven't had my gummy. I woke up this morning wide awake after only 4.5 hours sleep, because I streamed until midnight last night, and then I didn't actually get to sleep till about 1:30. Then I woke up at 6. I don't know if I'm doing the math right. I think that's right. 1:30 to 6 a.m. is 4.5 hours, right? Or is it 5.5? Anyways, I think it's 4.5. But anyways, so I woke up this morning, ripping and raring to go. I feel great. I want to get in this. I want to get some words down. And after I'm done here with Chad, I'm going to take a break, shoot tomorrow's video because someone came up with a good idea. And then after I get done with that, I'm going to rest for a little bit. And then tonight we're going to play more Remnant 2. So why is my connection going so bad? Oh, because I don't have. Hang on, I gotta plug it. I gotta hard lock my. I'm so lucky to watch both of you right now. How you doing, Supernova? Give me a second. I gotta plug my Ethernet cable in. Right now I'm running off Wi-Fi.
Hello to everybody that's come in recently. Good morning.
Derek says I'm stopping at an internet cafe. Oh, awesome! Yeah. So hopefully we can play together tonight. So last night I got stuck on this boss, and I got him down to below half health twice after like a dozen tries, and then finally I just got tired of getting my ass whooped. I'm like, something's wrong here. Either this is a raid boss and you're supposed to have multiple people helping you because it's a co-op game. I start looking things up, and yet first off, yes, most of the bosses are they recommend you do it with more than one person. So that's one issue. The same problem with Elden Ring. It's not really a great one-player experience. You either have to use summons or summon someone else, unless you're just a fucking precision god. So I'm fighting this tree thing that keeps spawning enemies, and I'm dying. I finally give up and call it a night. Then I go in and I research it. I look up the boss, and it's like this. You should be this level. Basically, it's a mid-game boss. I was trying as the first boss of the game because you can go anywhere right off the bat. And I was getting my ass handed to me. Come to find out it's a mid-game boss, and I'm barely like level 2. I don't even think I'm level 2. I think I'm still level 1. So I have to find another place to go, and I don't want to look up anything else about the game. But I didn't want to get stuck on that boss if it was going to keep me from progressing. But it's just like Elden Ring and all the rest of them. If you're stuck on that boss, go somewhere else. And I should have done that. I'm not one to bang my head against the wall, but I was doing it last night. Be looking around, you're gonna find out. And sorry, this side of my face is all in shadow. I got my whole gaming rig set up over here. I don't have room for my light. I don't think y'all care, but it's annoying me. Y'all know how that is. R2D2 in the house. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, you done got to the cornbread. You want to share your screen today?
Yeah.
Big dog? All right. I just realized you don't have a hat or a beanie on today.
I had a beanie on, then I just took it off.
Oh, okay. That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't realize. Never mind.
Too hot. Y'all can stare at my bed head.
Whatever. Oh, you're gonna have to. Like the next, dozen or more lines is about disposing of the shit out by the curb. So if you haven't just tossed it outside, yeah, it's pretty much this whole chapter is like the whole first half of this chapter is about his interaction with Rita, the weird one, about the cornbread, and then anyways, and he ends up going out there, worries about where to put the turd.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, but there's a lot. And it's fine if you don't keep it. It's just like I'm scrolling down here. I'm like I'm still seeing the dog turd stuff. So it's quite a bit. Anyways, I got dog shit swinging at my side like a handbag as I walk to the curb. Sorry. All right. I'm going to leave y'all to it. I'm going to go ahead and take my break because I want to jump into writing and I don't want to have to stop to take a break. And I've already been in the chair about 50 minutes. So I'm going to do that, come back, and then I'm going to get socked in and y'all can watch Mr. Lutzke as he does what he does. Back in black. I hit my sack. Ow. All right. I love that we both have this vision of Rita talking in truncated sentences. Take that shit out to the curb. I don't know if I don't know if you're just following me or what, but that I love that we both have this. Yeah, we both have Rita pretty much locked. We pretty much got everybody locked down.
Yeah, so far. I meant to ask you. I've been replacing Dollar General with just the dollar store, like a general.
Oh, okay, all right, that's fine.
I don't know how long Dollar General has been around, but around here they've only been around here for maybe a decade. Like the actual brand name.
Right.
Before that, we called those types of stores just like the dollar store, and then before that was the dime store.
So it depends on where we're at in the South, because they opened here in Alabama in 1965.
Wow.
But
wow.
Yeah, they've been around forever here. I knew they've been around. I've been here since '95 off and on. And I know they were a staple around here. But dollar store is completely fine. I don't have any problem with it whatsoever.
Okay. We have I wish we had a full list. Maybe I do.
For some goofy ass reason, everyone, just like Travis pronounced it, the Dollar General. I don't know why people do that, but that's how they say it around here.
We have 10 years ago they opened a Dollar General here. Now we have 12 of them in my town.
Yeah, there's a joke around here that every corner has a church and a Dollar General or Dollar General.
Dude. Yeah, we have that same joke as far as that, and my town has been completely overrun with whatever you call them, man. The where you go get your weed, whatever they call those things, dispensaries and stuff.
Oh yeah. Here in town,
just the whole we have one street that's one of the main streets in our town that goes all the way through town, and embarrassingly, people from other towns come here to visit the Green Mile, as it's called, because it's just
I love it.
It's loaded. Oh, dude, I hate it.
You hate
everybody
it, but
I
love the fact that they call it the Green Mile, because that's fucking perfect. That's a perfect nickname.
It's horrible, man.
We
everywhere.
We have 29,000 people in the city where I live. It actually fluctuates a lot between 26 and 29 because we have so much military and people who work out of state. But anyways, anyway, so we have 7 hand car washes, and we have 5 mattress stores. We have 9 Dollar Generals, and 1 Walmart, 1 Target. But everybody around here thinks that the car washes and the mattress stores are money laundering, because no one ever goes to them. They're always dead, and they're always building new ones. And there's even a guy on TikTok who's been running around going into mattress firms, and there's another place with a bunch of Z's on it. But anyways, he goes in there and asks them if there's any money in the mattresses, and he's like, "Well, you never have any customers, but you guys stay open, so I'm just wondering if maybe you're running a money laundering scheme." And he gets chased out every time. But I mean, you gotta wonder how the hell these places stay open when they have no business, not even on Fridays and Saturdays. They're just dead constantly. And yet a restaurant around here, if they go a month, without a busy weekend, they're shut down.
Yeah, they have business here, man. They're making money, and as far as I know, I don't know that all of them are, but we have population here is about 52,000, and they it's weird seeing we've always had like drugs here and stuff, but not quite, just like the rest of the nation, but not quite what it has been for the past 10 years. And now that we have all this, everything is legalized, and we have all this stuff all over, every place is constantly hiring because nobody's working now. Everybody's sitting around getting high, because you can get a splinter and get a medical marijuana card easy around here, and then they don't want to work.
We passed medical marijuana here, but it's gonna fail when they actually open, because the deal is in Alabama, there's no flour allowed. The only thing you can have is either tincture, some kind of spray, or gummies, and you can only have one flavor, and that's peach. While you can literally go to any one of our CBD dispensaries and get Delta 8, Delta 9, THCO, THCP, HHC, all these synthetic versions of, of marijuana that are derived from
Dude, that
hemp,
stuff is not good for you.
I-
that stuff is not good for you.
I cannot complain. I'm not complaining. I cannot argue that, because I feel like shit the day after. That's what I was talking about. Those are the gummies that I've been taking. And I've been taking them for, I don't know, about a year and a half, 2 years, something like that, ever since we went out to New Mexico. And I realized that the CBD stores sold stuff that actually, work, instead of just like CBD oil. That doesn't work at all for me. And we went out there, and I came back here, and I'm like, okay, let me try these CBD stores, and I'll be damned, they had it. But I do know it causes severe panic attacks, like heart attack.
And depression too.
Yeah. So all of that, I 100% confirmed, because I've gone through all of that. But the problem is here, it's impossible to get pain management. They either want to give you fentanyl pain patches, because they don't want the pills on the streets, or they give you Tylenol 4, which is Tylenol with codeine, and the Tylenol makes me sick, and the fentanyl is so goddamn strong. That's what they give the fucking pain, not pain, but burn victims, is fentanyl patches. And so we had this new thing where street scientists have figured out a way to pull the fentanyl out of the patches, and make it into a powder, so it can be snorted. Dangerous as hell, of course, but people will do anything for a high. And the crazy part about this is, the government and the pharmacological people, whatever, they created the opioid crisis. They knew how addictive it was. They were going to make their money. They made billions upon billions. So everybody knows that. It's public, all that shit. But at the same time, they changed. The fentanyl crisis started for one reason. I know, because my junkie friends, they changed the recipe for OxyContin to where you can't crush the pill up. It's basically like a polymer compound now that's time release, so it can't be crushed up. Some people tried soaking it in Coke. Sometimes that worked. It'll break it down. You drink it, it kick in all at once instead of time release. But the ever since they did that, fentanyl has gone through the roof, because fentanyl you can get pretty goddamn easily, and they didn't change the recipe for that one. So not only did they create the opioid crisis with Oxy, but then they turned around and the government stepped in, and they created a far more dangerous crisis by making Oxy not crushable. And so fentanyl blew up, and now fentanyl is every goddamn where. But they've done, every single time they tried to change it, they did it with morphine, Dilaudid, Lortab. Now it's Norco. They changed a bunch of stuff, but you can't even get Norco. Hey Viking, how you doing? You can't even get Norco from like the pain management people. They want you to go to rehab, whatever. Now I completely 100% understand the people. If you find someone cheesing the system, gaming the system, then 100% they don't need the drugs, But if people who are actually in constant pain, like me, who need that and can function on this medication, I don't see any reason why I shouldn't be able to take it. I'm going to be in pain for the rest of my life. I'm not getting any better. I've had 5 back surgeries. I got metal in my back. I have bone spurs in the middle of my back. I have compressed discs in my neck. I have 2 bulging discs up above my fusion. So L3 and L4 bulging. L5 is the one that caused all my issues in the past, but that's been fixed with a fusion. It's like, I'm not going to get any better. It's called degenerative disc disease for a reason. It gets worse over time. And they're like, oh, we can send you to rehab. Dude, I've been doing rehab. I've learned how to walk twice, relearned how to walk. So, one time when I was a baby, and then 2 more times in rehab. One time I was in there for 6 months. The second time I was in there for 2 months, learning how to walk after surgery, relearning. And that nobody wants to help people who are actually in pain. They created a crisis, and now that crisis has completely blown out of their control, people who actually need the pain relief can't get the pain relief, or they are getting something that is so potent and so addictive that they're even worse off afterward. I was on Norco for 5 years. I stopped taking it because my doctor literally said she couldn't prescribe it anymore, so she sent me over to pain management. Pain management gave me Tylenol 4, which made me sick. But I was on that for 5 years. I didn't have any dependency coming off of it. Now, Oxy, I have issues with that because it is so close to heroin. Same with morphine and Dilaudid. Dilaudid is just synthetic heroin. Like, it's the same molecule, same build, structure, everything. It's just synthetic. But yeah, you can't get any. So I had to find some way to exist without being in constant pain. So I started going down to CBD stores. But you're absolutely right. But it's kind of like a devil. It's a needed evil at this point because no one can get the stuff that they actually need. That would help. They got to go to the synthetic weed, and it drives me crazy. Like, I can't. It's like one or the other. Either I am in pain and in a relatively good mood, like today. I'm hurting like a bitch, but I'm in a good mood because I'm awake. Or it's severe panic attacks and depression and all that shit, anxiety, all of it, the whole gambit of it. Even sometimes breathing problems. Like if I do the vape, I don't do the vape anymore, but it'll make my lungs burn for days on end. And I'll be out of pain, but then I can't function. So I can't find a medium. I've even tried kratom, and kratom is wonderful, but kratom scares the fuck out of me because the kratom is just like taking Dilaudid. It feels the exact same, and that shit, it's only illegal in like 9 states. I used to drive up to Georgia to get it, but yeah, that stuff scares me to death. But I can't find a happy medium.
So. Yeah, we've got a fentanyl problem here, and they stick it in. They're always putting it in heroin, and even in they got people making like Xanax, putting it in there. And like a girl down the road who tried Xanax for the first time, it killed her because it wasn't Xanax. I mean, they have like I don't know how they're doing it, but they're making the little bricks that looks like Xanax, but it's not really.
Yeah,
and I wrote Wallflower because that year we had within a month or two period, we had like 60 lethal overdoses, and the whole town had run out of Narcan, and there was just because people were constantly ODing because all of the heroin had fentanyl in it.
It's literally from these things have been around since my drug days, which is 97 to 2001. They're just pill presses. You can literally order them from China. There's no legalities about it whatsoever. And you just take whatever you want and you can press it into whatever shape of the pill that you want. The only thing you can't get is the actual stamps. So what they will do is they usually have a guy, a person, or it's the person making the pill who will literally sit there and carve into the thing, or they will solder on the stuff that's supposed to be there, but it's never perfect. So all you got to do is, look at it closely and you can tell. But most people out there trying to get a fix are not staring at the numbers and letters on the stuff. They're just checking to make sure it's there, so make sure it's real.
Yeah.
But I remember during like my worst session of withdrawals, I was like, I'm not going to do heroin, but I know this guy who can get me Lortab 10s. So I went out hunting him down, and I got it. Them shits didn't do anything for me. Come to find out, dude had a pill press, and he was just literally taking some substance. So I don't buy drugs off the street, period, anymore. Not even weed, because you never know what the hell's in there. But yeah, I found out about that way back. It was toward the end of my addiction run, so it was about probably either November or December of 2001. But those pill presses have been around forever. And if it's a drug dealer that doesn't care about repeat business, they'll just put anything in that shit just to make the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sad.
Yeah, it is. I love that you left the cornbread, even though there's like no explanation for it, and we're probably never going to get an explanation.
Yeah.
But I love the cornbread. I don't know why. It just makes sense. It's such a well, they're not tweakers, but it's such geek behavior. Also, another thing I learned from my drug days, especially with cocaine and methamphetamines, any uppers is geek math. Everything they do, they will like tally and, now you don't do this shit on downers like benzos or opioids or anything. You don't do this on that. It's only the uppers, but it's like your brain's firing on every single synapse, and you just sit down and you start doing math. It's like if it takes me 3 hours to do this task, but I can get it done in 2, then I can come back and have another hour or whatever. And you're literally, it's called geek work. I don't know if you have any experience with that, but that's another interesting thing that from my drug days, because I hung around with guys that did everything.
No, I mean, I haven't really, I haven't done anything since 88, I think. From 82 to 88, I, did that, went through rehab and all that stuff. And quitting drinking was a little bit tougher for me, but my roommate used to shoot up speed, and but I don't really, he's still alive. He's out of prison now, finally, but he's, I don't really have a lot of friends that I like hang out with that are doing that kind of stuff.
I don't have any anymore, except for my nephew and my niece, the one, the meth head prophet I told you about. Her and her brother are still, they stay geeked up. All the time. It's either meth or fentanyl, and I'm just waiting for a phone call any day now.
Yeah, I've got a relative who is partaking in the meth, and it's sad to watch. I'm trying to find my fingernail clippers.
What are you doing? Cleaning out your trash can of bloody tissues? I see you, Stephen King. I see you. I love that story, man. I love that story because Stephen King's entire career was saved twice by trash cans. Well, not saved, but it's involving trash cans, because everybody knows this. In case somebody is watching that doesn't know, King threw away like the first couple the first little bit of Carrie that he wrote. Tabby pulled it out of the trash can and was like, keep going. Had she never done that, we probably never would have, or it'd been in a completely different, character arc for King. And then again, Tabby comes in while he's writing Tommy Knockers, comes in and finds a trash can full of bloody tissue. And he has 2 tissues stuck up both nostrils, both of them soaked in blood, dripping down on his typewriter. And he's just a word processor at that point, I think. But it's dripping off the ends of the tissue. And she gives him an ultimatum: either go to rehab or I'm leaving. So I have an idea I want to run by you. I figure Shane can keep the. Sorry to bother you in the middle of something, but Shane can keep. Oh, I just had another idea on top of that. Maybe this is too convoluted, but I'm gonna run it by you anyways. So let's say Shenna has a copy of Telltale Heart in her. That's the book she carries with her at all times, or at least a story collection. But Shane has never read it, so she like reads it to him, like give it like a touching moment or whatever, like when they're really starting to come together, and he ends up putting the cocaine underneath like the floorboards of the trailer or whatever. He hides it in the ground, and we can constantly like refer to that, like I can hear it beating, something like that. I don't know if that's. I don't know. I feel like that's a thing that I want to do, and maybe add that into.
I like that, but But can those trailers? I mean, do they have a floorboard like that? Or
Yeah. So it all depends, but either way, yes. So like when they use the tractor trailers, like the semi trailers, what they do is they put a floor in over the actual floor, and most of the time it's for that kind of thing. It's to hide things that they're not supposed to have. Instead of having trunks and chests and stuff everywhere, they do that. They also hide things in the walls because a trailer wall is not has some kind of insulation usually, especially if it's like a reefer unit or whatever. So we can do that. Also, Derek is a truck driver. We can ask him if he had like any types that he would know of or anything like that. Anyways, but yeah, we can do some kind of thing where it's underneath or whatever, or maybe it's just in the wall. I don't know. But also the old ones that like carry the Mystics. Those trailers almost look like they need to be attached to a horse. Those kind of trailers where it services as both transportation and the living quarters and the not concession, but and the attraction, all in the same. With those things, definitely they have they have the flooring, they have padding, all that stuff. Some of them have carpet. There's all different kinds of things we can do with that. But wherever we put it, it doesn't have to be in the floor, but wherever we put it, I like the idea of, and on top of that, once again, it's a sound, but even though it's a made up sound, it comes all the way back to, his either aversion or, liking of certain sounds, and him being able to hear this is like, it could be another bad sound. It's like the thing is always present. It's that the heart's always beating. Okay. I don't know, something like that.
I like it.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I like
okay.
it.
All right.
And to lead up to that, we could have like a character named, like when she's introducing, kind of like, oh, that's so and so, he does this or whatever. It'd be like, that's Buzzard, and he's like, why do you call him Buzzard? And he's like, because he's got that vulture eye, and he's like, what's a vulture eye? And he's like, you ever read Poe? He's like, no. She's like, you've never read Poe? And so,
yeah, he's got that.
So she reads him specifically the Telltale Heart with the guy with the vulture eye.
Yeah. I like that. Telltale Heart reference. All right. Very cool. Very cool. I got Buzzard down here too. Okay. I added him to the anyways, just a little note down here to our character list. So we got Shenna, Ferris wheel guy, Boobs, Venus, and Buzzard. Hey Derek, you still in here? I want to ask Derek if he minds. I told him I put him in something, and I'm thinking about putting making Carnival Man named Derek.
Buzzard could be the Ferris wheel guy, and maybe different people have different reasons for calling him that. Like she says, it's because his vulture eye. Mingo, is that his name? I can't remember.
Mingo?
Yeah, Mingo.
Mingo, yeah.
Mingo does it because the dude swoops down every time a pretty girl joins the circus.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. All right, so let's do Buzzard. Let's move Buzzard up here. Then we'll get rid of Ferris. Oh, and he's a vulture because he likes them young. Oh, there's so many. Yeah. He's a scavenger. He's just predatory. He's all that. I like that. Ferris wheel operator. Owner operator. That needs to be clear because he'll have a say in things. I think I told you this before, but so there's the hierarchy, and there's like the king, the person who runs the whole place, owns the whole place, and everybody has to pay their dues to him. That would be Mingo. And then right below him would be anyone who owns their own rides, attractions, concessions, anything like that. And then underneath that would be the performers. And then you have underneath that like people who just like work like employees, like they'll run the concession stands or whatnot. And at the very, very bottom of the ladder is the roustabouts or the tent men, the people who put everything together. That's basically the voting hierarchy too. The only people who can get things done or vote or have any kind of real like that can alter anything in the carnival are the top two, which is the owner and the owner operators of the rides, attractions, and concession stands. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go all the way down. I guess I'll put it in later scenes. Never mind. Instead of making a whole. I will add this right here. Dude, I just realized something. I wanted to call her Venus because, you know, a planetary, you know, a strong woman, all that stuff, but also Venus Flytrap. I just realized that her name works two different ways because she sets the traps for criminals and crooks and whatnot. Yeah. And that shit, sorry, I love it when shit like that happens. Just call her this chapter Flytrap. Or trapping flies, I don't know. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, sorry, Viking. I don't know. You're already gone. I'm sure you didn't hang around waiting. But if you watched the VOD, Viking, I'm sorry. I just realized you left. All right.
Do we have a name for the county?
Who?
Do we have a name for the county?
County? No,
Yeah.
I don't think we've done that. Morning, Lee. Morning, Alec. Everything's going well. No, just make something up. Probably like Marshall or Faulkner or whatever. I don't know. Something like that would be a southern.
Mm-mm.
No?
Yeah, come on. I want to see it.
Okay. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right. Not bad.
Okay.
My wife wanted to, I didn't tell her what book we were going to read together next. I just ordered another hardcover. So we got, 2 hardcovers. Because I don't read, I don't like read out loud to her like you do. To your wife. You just sit next to each other and read. But yeah, so she wanted to see what book it was. I don't think I told you.
Lee, that's normal. I just want to tell Lee that. Anyways, continue what you were saying. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, I think I told you we were going to read Doomickey. And
yeah.
I picked it mainly. Well, I love the cover for one. And another one, I have no idea. Don't know if it's thriller, if it's supernatural. I have no idea. And I like that. So that always usually adds to, the joy of any movie or book or whatever. So yeah, but they shipped it I got it off eBay for like $6. They shipped it in a plastic bag, one of those plastic bags that the whole inside is all sticky.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
What the heck, man?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I hate it when they do that. That's why I don't order from thrift books, because anytime you order just one book, they put it in that cardboard with the sticky stuff inside, so that it seals.
I've gotten that. Yep, I've gotten that before, but this is worse. This is just like a
yeah, no,
like a
it's
bag.
like the thin, almost like a vinyl plastic. I know what you're talking about. It's the same thing as the cardboard or the paper ones, but it's just plastic.
Yeah, it's plastic, but there's no padding, there's no bubble,
right,
or anything. Yeah, and it's just stuck to this dust jacket around the whole entire thing. So it took like 3 minutes just to get the book out without tearing it.
That's garbage.
Yeah, pisses me off. And especially, these are places that this is what they do. They sell thousands of books. It's not like somebody who doesn't know how to ship a book. They deal with books every day. And a hardcover in a plastic bag, it's gonna get all kinds of dings.
Oh yeah, yeah. They don't give a shit. Companies like that are just looking to, literally just to profit as much as possible, because each one of those costs like 3 cents when you break down the cost of them.
Yeah, but I don't really like the way. Book outlet. I don't like the way they ship them either. They got the cool boxes, but the books are all loose inside there, so they're being knocked around the whole time, and they're brand new books. It is always nice though when you get a used book and it comes signed and the thing doesn't even say it. Like if you get one from like Goodwill,
oh yeah,
on eBay or Goodwill on Amazon, and it comes signed, that's happened before.
Let's check this out. All right, so first edition Cold Heart Canyon by Clive Barker. Check this out. I got this for $1. To Big Bro Tie. Something Clive. Something looks like Ben Wilkins, and then it's signed by Clive Barker. But anyways, 25 cents. Yeah, blew me away, cool. Man. I get severely lucky.
The signed one I got was Paper Towns. I can't remember the author. He wrote.
John Green.
Yeah.
Fault in Our Stars.
I didn't really like Paper Towns.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of John's, but I do like. I like Fault in Our Stars, and I liked Looking for Alaska. All the rest of his stuff, I've just been like, I don't care. I don't know what it is about some, and he's pretentious as hell in person. How much can I say? anyways, he's not the person that I had for. Okay, so a little bit of history real quick before we get back to work. I used to say doobly doo all the time, down in the doobly doo, description doobly doo. I got that from Hank and John Green, the Vlog Brothers. When YouTube was first starting up, there was 3 people I watched. Buck, who was the news guy, channel was called What the Buck. Loved him. He was hilarious. I don't even know if he's still around. There was Philip DeFranco, or Philly D, and then there was Hank and John Green, the Vlog Brothers. There's also Guitar Man, but I didn't like him as much. Anyways, those were the ones that I watched, and they all had this thing called, there's this group, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, called Nerd Fighteria, and they called their fans and followers nerd fighters, basically being a nerd for good, whatever. And I got doobly doo from them. Everyone in Nerd Fighteria used that. And it just happened to be like that phrase is gone with the wind. But I kind of brought it back, and everyone who's like, I love that you say that. I'm like, it's not mine. I always give credit, but I got a message from Hank Green on one of my videos, and this is like, getting a message from, like, at this point in my life, it's like getting a message from Stephen King kind of deal. And he goes, love your use of doobly doo. Thanks. And that's it. He's never talked to me again. He just left a comment. And I'm trying to, how am I going to tell the story without telling other stuff I ain't supposed to say? So I know someone in Hollywood who has worked with John, and to hear some of the horror stories while working with him, like the original ending of the book was the main character, for some odd reason, being strapped to a railroad, like in the old, like, cartoons and stuff, like being tied up to and getting hit by the train. It makes no sense, but hearing some of the stuff and how John is still to this day pissed off because the publisher made him change it. So when they were doing I can't say anymore, but he wanted to change certain aspects of the ending of Fault in Our Stars for the film, and it was like, no. And he's just this big diva about it, and so I'm not a huge fan of John, but I love Hank, and poor Hank, man, he's got cancer now. He's been losing his hair. I hope he's going to be all right. But yeah, John's something else. I'll tell you more off camera if I can remember. But it's what is that thing, like, don't meet your heroes or whatever? I haven't met him, but hearing about him is like, oh, that's great. But he also thinks that Fault in Our Stars is as important as The Great Gatsby, and I'm just like, probably not. But I'm just, I don't even like The Great Gatsby, but at the same time, probably not. Anyways, talking shit. I'm over here talking shit. Stop talking shit. Get back to work. and I am booking, having a fucking blast over here. You think Shenna drinks?
No,
Hey, Sentry. Yeah or no? Sorry.
nah,
No. Okay.
no. She's like the opposite of what he is used to.
Gotcha.
You know.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking, because I'm writing. Venus is inviting them over for drinks after the carnival closes, and I literally was working, writing. I don't drink. Shenna says. I was making sure.
Yeah, not that she's Miss Wholesome or anything, but
Right.
yeah,
No, I
she
get it.
doesn't waste her time
100%.
with us. What's the average? I've got this. I don't think you've already. Have you talked about exactly where the fair is at, like the property that it's
No.
on? Okay.
Not at all. It's
I was
usually
just
just
saying-
fairgrounds, or sometimes
I've got it on a
racetracks.
farm. I've got
That's
it on
farm
a,
will work.
huh?
Farm will work. They tend to lease out farmland.
Yeah, like Woodstock was on.
Yeah, exactly. They tend to lease out that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, I was just wondering because what is the average size for like a large farm as far as acreage? I have 100, but I don't know what that. I can't even.
A larger size farm would probably be 100, 150 acres. Not a larger, but like a mid-sized farm. Would be about 100 to 100
So 100
acres.
is good then. Okay.
Yeah, 100's fine. Yeah. The people always, their minds are blown when they find out I own 250 acres, but it just doesn't feel that big to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of fucking land, and the place we live in a clearing that's an acre long. It's an acre itself, and then there's 249 extra out there, but it doesn't feel that long, especially if you're in a car. Like, I can go around my entire property in about 5 minutes. I guess that is long. I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. I guess it is big, but it just doesn't feel that way because it's mostly trees. So if it was wide open space, like fucking Montana, I'd probably like it. It would feel bigger, but it's so dense out here. Aside from all the dead trees from the paper mill runoff.
I just realized this guy's got to eat. I got to write a scene in here where he eats real quick.
You got to do what? So, Shane.
Yeah, because he got up early, dug a freaking huge hole for a 16-year-old kid, got whooped on, and then still hasn't eaten. So I forgot about that. You still got some of that pizza left. I'll just have him grab some slices. Notice you like the word softly.
Like the word what?
You like the word softly.
Softly? Oh yeah, it's a crutch word. 100%. Tenderly, gently, softly. I use some kind of variation of that, but usually in my first drafts, my roughs, it's all softly. None of it's needed, but it goes in there anyways. Everyone,
noticed,
I'm like Oprah. Everyone gets a softly.
I also noticed, not from this draft, but from reading, like 4 of your other books. Another, I mean, we all kind of have our go-tos.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of mine is her eyes were saucer wide or something like that.
Yeah, I use owl wide.
One of yours is it's not a question.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Yeah, I use that all the time because I like that. I like that structure. I usually keep those in.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Another one of mine is. Gregor actually pointed this one out. Like 5 of my books, at least 5, until he pointed it out. All of them had someone with an apple-shaped ass. And Gregor pointed that out. He's like, let me guess. I was talking about a character, and he's like, let me guess. She has an apple-shaped ass. I'm like, what? He goes, dude, like 5 of your books, like Bay's End, Sound of Broken Ribs, like all these books have an apple-shaped ass, not apple-bottomed or anything, apple-shaped ass. I'm like, well, I do love an apple-shaped ass, so whatever. That's like my favorite thing in the world. Anyways, but that's another one. Anytime I write about ass, it's usually apple-shaped.
That's funny.
I think one of the biggest problems I had with cutting words. Now, this is an actual error and not a crutch word, but should have, could have, would have. I would always write of instead of ve. And the editor that I worked with on Bay's End is the only editor that had caught it up until that point. So all of my books, all my traditionally published books, all that had should have, could have, would have instead of ve. Should have, could have, would have. Anyways, and that was the most embarrassing moment when she told me it was wrong. I had to go Google it. I'm like, is it should have or should have? And my heart broke because I had published like 20 books up until that point. And I was like, God damn, I've been doing this wrong this entire time. And I still ended up leaving some of them in. But the book I found out about, like I said, was Bay's End when she was working on that. And that is the only book with reviews that have ever mentioned it. None of my other books before that, no one's mentioned it. But in that book, reviews for that one, people mentioned it. It's very weird.
All
right. I'm about to take a break. I'll probably take a break when you get back. I'm currently 30 pages into my middle grade novel. I always hit ruts, though. I get it. Guys, here's a if either one of you or anybody is in here, stop being so fucking hard on yourselves. Like, one of the reasons why you're in a rut is because you think you're in a rut. I know that's like, it sounds like some psychology bullshit, but and Chad will back this up when you get, well, he's back now, but Chad will back this up. It's like writer's block is a man-made concept. There's no such thing. And the more you think about it, the more you linger on that kind of bullshit, like I'm in a rut, I got writer's block, so on and so forth, the more you're going to be blocked. Because you're literally convincing yourself that you can't do something that you obviously can do. So
What's an MG novel?
middle grade.
Oh, I'm thinking Magic
Yeah.
the Gathering.
No, that'd be cool though. Oh, come on, neck meat. Ugh. I'm glad you loved it, Sentry. You're not teasing me. It doesn't bother me at all when someone likes something I don't like, or someone hates something I like. Chad, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I just wanted to say the scene that you asked me where the carnival is. The scene that I'm writing is going to be after they've left the place. Going to be deeper into the book, so they'll already be on the road. I'm not making any mention to where we're at really in here. We can add that later when we know where we're going to be.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna take a break. I know
Okay.
you're probably eating lunch. So, looking forward to Holly, who's become Stephen King's fictional press. I'm glad. I hope there's no exaggeration. I hope there's like 10 more books from Holly. I wouldn't care if he spent the rest of his career. He's given us so much diversity and so many eclectic reads over the years. I would have no problem if he only wrote about Holly, like most people write about like fucking detectives and shit. Anyways, I'll be back, guys. Probably 10-15 minutes. I've been down
Okay.
for a while. Okie dokie. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Okie dokie. I'm back. Yeah, Alec, Holly showing up in the middle of The Outsider was damn near my favorite part. I didn't read any reviews or anything. I went into the book completely blind, and I literally like screamed when I was like, "Holy shit, it's Holly!" One of the funniest responses to any Goodreads post I've ever seen was Sadie Hartman, Mother Horror, was reading The Outsider, and she did a the updates while you're reading. She did the update for the page number, and in the caption she just put Holly because that's the name of the section, and she got a reply that said spoilers, all caps. And Sadie went on a full ass Twitter rant about that damn comment, and I thought it was funny. I don't think the person was even like serious. They might have been, but it struck me as sarcastic in tone. Oh shit! If you cut this, I'm gonna kill you. Sorry. Hang on, check this out real quick. Talking about Venus, the strong woman. She's 7 foot. She's 7 foot at least, and built like a yield sign. Most of her is legs, and she's got a pubic mound that bulges from her bikini bottom like she's packing the same thing I am. She's not, though, because there's a split decision between her legs.
Jeez.
Hey, me and you gonna fight? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. You think Shane would accept a beer?
No, I think it's probably just a reminder of. I mean, he drank that one at that one night, but it was kind of a tense.
Right.
I just think it's not a. It's not even just a big deal, you know. It's like it's not a. He doesn't have your normal upbringing, so the idea of partying and stuff, that part of him feels like more mature than most.
Okay.
like it just seems such a trivial part of for most of us growing up, when we have our first beer, smoke cigarettes, first joint or whatever, it's kind of a big deal. And for him, it's just like, it's not.
I think you're gonna get a kick out of this since you like the Hershey Kiss and the cornbread. So Shane is sitting across from Venus, and she's talking to him, and he's just like staring. Anyways, here's the scene. Venus is bare ass naked in the chair across from me. I'm staring at her considerable chest, which is akin to an optical illusion, what with how her breasts are deflated balloons resting on rock-hard pectoral muscles. A gallon of Johnson's baby oil and a family-sized jar of generic Vaseline sit like centerpieces on the tabletop. She's rubbing baby oil into her neck and arms while she talks, and my heart's pounding in fearful anticipation of what she's going to use the petroleum jelly on. just so fucking weird. Anyways, that one I won't be mad if we change, but I do like the visual image.
Venus.
My favorite fantasy series of all time, the Dandelion Dynasty by Ken Liu. I think Marlon James' Dark Star trilogy is going to usurp that, but I haven't read the second book yet. But the first, and it's funny because all three of the books in that series are all going to be the same time frame, the same stuff, just told from a different character's perspective. All three books cover the same amount of time and the same series of events, but it's each character's different viewpoint of that stuff. So I'm not sure it's going to end up being as high on my list as Liu's stuff, but right now it is, because that first book, Black Leopard, Red Wolf, is better than the entire Dandelion Dynasty trilogy. But I want to finish it before I settle on that. But right now, Ken Liu's Dandelion Dynasty, starting with The Grace of Kings. There's one more book coming out. There's going to be 5 in total. God damn, mini fridges were invented in 1920. It's crazy. Dude, I'm having too much fun over here. Jesus Christ, I'm having way too much fucking fun.
Yeah.
What's my opinion of Salem's Lot? It's a good book. Probably the best vampire book I've ever read, aside from Let Me In. What's the original one called? I think it's Let Me In, or is it Let the Right One In? It's one of the other. I think the movie's called Let Me In.
Let the Right One In.
Yeah, Let the Right One In is the book, I believe.
The original movie is that too. It's called the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm tapped out.
All right.
You gonna keep writing?
Hang on. I at least want to finish this. Ooh. I at least want to finish this thought, but all right. All right. So, okay. All right. So, all right, guys, we're done. Probably gonna chat for a while off camera, but anyways, or maybe not. I don't know. Sorry, I'm still in writing mode. My brain is still I literally want to say aloud what I had coming next, but I do at least need to get off my butt. Anywho, thanks for joining us as always. Chad, anything you want to say before we go? No.
Tired.
Love your shirt, by the way. I just realized what it was. Your hair was covering it, and when you leaned back, I finally saw the cover. Okay. Anyways, see y'all tomorrow, 9 a.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, all hail the Chizzy.